into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
You guys, welcome back to the Muppets at AFTERBUZZ TV. This is how emotional we are after being off for an entire week. 2 weeks without the Muppets. What will we do? Guys, I'm your host, Zach Wilson. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us live if you are live. Yeah, thank you for listening to us on iTunes, watching us on YouTube, listening to us on SoundCloud. There's so many ways to enjoy. Make sure you go to all of them. Subscribe, rate, like, all the stuff. Now let me introduce you to my fantastic panel for the evening. Katie Cullen is here.
Hi, all my buddies. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I'm also keeping track of the hashtag. That's ABTVMuppets.
Steve Kaufmann.
You guys can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. Really excited for this one.
Yeah. We're talking about Walk the Swine.
I love the puns.
They're all
I'm
pig
so
puns.
happy.
Is every episode of the season a pig pun?
Why not?
Which sounds like a Charlie Brown character.
Big pun.
Both a Charlie Brown character and an at midnight hashtag.
Yeah.
It's both things.
Pig puns. Oh
Pig
my
puns.
God.
Oh my God, that is an at midnight hashtag.
I feel like we're
isn't
gonna
it?
have to have a pig pun competition later this season.
Actually, I feel
No,
like
it's not about it.
Actually, I feel like we should start that hashtag first. Guys, hashtag pig puns.
Damn it, Katie. Damn it, Katie. Oh my
Please,
God.
I'm moving it.
Tweet all your pig puns at us. We'll shout out a few of our favorites. You know what? Actually,
and Hostile Makeover wasn't a pig pun.
I'll mention this later. That'll be instead of a poll this week. We'll do an ABTV Muppets challenge.
Hashtag pig puns.
For pig puns.
So it looks like they're not all pig puns,
Yeah.
but they are all puns.
Hostile Makeover, bear left, bear right.
Clearly,
and then pig out, walk the swine.
that's right. We had bear left.
And then
bear
next
right.
week will be the X Factor.
Like EX Factor.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, this will be fun.
We'll get to predictions later.
It means we have foreshadowing in this episode.
Yeah. So the big plot line of this episode is Reese Witherspoon and Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy has a lot of rivalries out there.
Which I would imagine are mostly imagined. Or mostly in her head, at least.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, that's Miss Piggy, though. Miss Piggy takes everything as an offense. You won an award that had nothing to do with me. I hate you now.
I tweeted at her weird.
How dare.
I tweeted at her weird last week. I think I'm her rival now. Miss Piggy.
Who? Oh.
I think me and Miss Piggy are rivals.
I'm going to stay over here for when the earthquake hits.
Yeah, she's going to knock down the set on you.
But that would mean she's a guest.
I'm not under any light panels that you are also under. I'm good.
That's good press, though.
I'm so
Katie,
rude.
just keep your eyes open.
That's good press that's good press for this after show, though.
Now just duck and cover.
Miss Piggy shows up at all.
I'm glad you're willing to sacrifice yourself for the show. That's passion. That's
Stop being willing to sacrifice me.
I'll have to restock this panel with other co-hosts. What will I do? I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll keep talking about the episode. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find other people talk about the Muppets. I mean, you just sew a new one together, right?
They're not here for us? What?
That's crazy.
No. Say it isn't so.
So I love the alternate version of Hollywood that the show constructs, where like Miss Piggy was up for the Hunger Games, Miss Piggy was up for Walk the Line,
and Black Swan, evidently.
Yeah, and Black Swan.
I love the notion of decoy grudges. It was always Witherspoon. Like, oh my God. Uncle Deadly is my favorite Muppet on this show, full stop.
Uncle Deadly has become this amazing, ridiculous character.
I adore him so much.
The writers must just love him, because he was never a prominent Muppet. Like, the first Muppets reboot feature was his really most significant role.
Well, he mostly had Halloween episodes. Vincent Price, Alice Cooper, etc.
Yeah, and so like the movie was the most like featured he'd ever been, and now he's like this. He's been in most episodes. He's had lines at the very least
because he's fun.
Yeah,
there's just something to him where it's so much fun to take this guy who could be the office creeper, and he's like, nope. Fashion design, have fun with it. Wardrobe consultant, wardrobe.
He's the head of wardrobe.
I think he's the head of wardrobe.
Yeah, costume designer. Like he's. Yeah. Oh my god, he's getting Piggy out of her Spanx.
Extra tight for Reese.
Brava, Spanx. Brava.
You've worked hard tonight.
Oh, Spanx.
Him and Sam are just the best.
I mean, they're great. They're great one-line characters to have like pop in every now and again. That's why they've been in all these episodes. Where like Rolf, like who would have thought that Uncle Deadly has been featured more on the Muppets TV show than Rolf?
Point.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love more Rolf. I mean, they put him exactly where he's supposed to be.
Well, because he runs the bar that everyone goes to. That I wish there were a comedy club in the back of Rolf's.
I think the comedy club is separate.
Yeah, the comedy club is
separate. It is, but I like
the idea that everybody comes to Rolf's. I think that's a play on Everybody Comes to Rick. I think they're already there. That everybody goes to Rick's, everybody goes to Rolf's. I might be reading into that.
I think you're reaching there.
I might be reaching there.
Since you were the only one that said that, no one on the show.
And you know that Rolf doesn't have an open mic night because he knows Fozzie.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's preventing
He had one and he had to shut it down.
Oh, I don't think he'd even started. It's like, nope, they already come to the bar and I know this guy and I'll do karaoke. That's less damaging.
He's like, an open mic would be great. Oh, but Fozzie would come.
Exactly.
Can't have that.
That's it. It was the one. Karaoke. We'll do karaoke.
Just get a piano in there so we can get some Rolf singing.
Yes,
it's
please.
9 o'clock on a Saturday.
I miss Rolf. Rolf is the best.
We can tell.
So the whole thing with Piggy is this feud with Reese Witherspoon, and then basically gets challenged on the air. I love Kermit, the stage manager, like trying to contain this, like just don't bring up the Oscar, and then she just instantly brings it up, and it's a challenge. It's a community service off.
It wasn't even a challenge. It's just... Yeah. But I actually like to talk about Habitat for Humanity, which is, a good thing to talk about. And then, oh my God, it's a train wreck. Yeah. It's a beautiful train wreck. Yeah. But how did Piggy have a show that sustained itself this long?
The talk show?
Yeah.
Well, they haven't said how long the show's been a show.
Yeah, I don't get the impression...
And it's on after Jimmy Kimmel, which is really... Like, that would be the latest late-night show.
I get the impression that it hasn't been on very long.
No.
That this is like a post-Muppets Most Wanted show.
That would make sense.
Because
we've 2 years.
We've established to this point that the movies are movies even within the Muppets universe. Mm-hmm. So my I guess my thought, I just assume, I'm assuming here, that the Muppets Most Wanted came out and then they're like, let's give Miss Piggy a talk show. Great, greenlit, and like we're getting like maybe like a year into her having it.
That makes
having this
sense.
ultra late night talk show.
Really late night talk show.
The fact that it's even lasted a year.
Yeah, I mean that's for talk shows. That's impressive.
Yeah.
A lot of talk shows die really.
Well, not especially it's such a saturated market now.
Yeah.
Even a year ago, like that's an incredibly saturated market to get into.
Yeah. And you have to have a host who can carry it and knows how to interview, and she doesn't.
Well, you need a host with a big personality.
Yes, not just a big ego.
Yeah, Piggy's got the big personality and the big ego. She's got both working in full capacity. And because, as she says, charity work is all about the entrance. As she stands out of a limo.
Hello, humanity.
I love the calling extra.
The extra tip line, acting like she's a construction worker.
That's got to be a thing.
I don't know if it is.
One of them. Like
TMZ has a tip line.
TMZ. Yeah. Well, it's TMZ.
I feel like TMZ didn't want anything to do with the Muppets. The Muppets didn't want anything to do with TMZ. But TMZ, you could just call them and they would show up.
Probably. Yeah.
So I've heard.
Well, does Extra air on ABC or a Disney-owned network?
Correct.
There you go.
That's the integration.
That's
That's the connection. We got it.
Synergy.
Yeah,
synergy, guys.
everything on this show is some kind of synergy.
Oh yeah, of course.
We've had people from Blackish. We've had people from other. I'm
Everything.
waiting. Oh my
Dancing
God.
with the Stars.
Could we get like Clark Gregg in here doing some Muppet stuff?
Tweet him, guys. Tweet him. Tweet.
Oh
Tweet
my
him.
God.
Tweet him pig puns.
If that happened, like
I think
anyone
we'd all
who's
lose it.
seen me on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel knows, I'd get in here and be just squeeing for half an hour. You guys would be
He'd
doing
be
all the
squealing.
talking.
Pig puns.
Nice.
No, that one was terrible.
Still a pun.
It's because
What
I'm
did you
such a
guys?
ham.
What did you guys think about the earthquake scene and the
Love that
push?
it takes you a minute
To what?
to process the puns.
I'm just
not
ignoring
all-
it. I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
move past
They're not
it.
all immediate.
What do you guys think of the
Aftershock
scene?
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Just wanted to knock Reese Witherspoon down.
Of
Who
course.
doesn't?
I mean, everybody. Nobody. Everybody wants to.
No, I have nothing against Reese Witherspoon.
I don't either, but
But I feel like that bit of scaffolding wasn't actually in the ground yet, which is why it went down so easily, and that it would very easily be put back up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a thing that occurs on construction sites with a whole bunch of untrained amateur workers.
Yeah, well, it might, like when you have something like that standing up, you should secure it.
Yeah.
always.
I'm gonna say chalk that one up to the construction workers and other people for not putting up safeties.
Also
We're
letting
just
Miss
lucky.
Oh,
Piggy onto their construction site.
We're just lucky that it missed everyone.
That
Yeah.
too.
I was looking for like an Arrested Development style like construction worker like standing in the middle like
Yeah.
oh my god.
That would have been amazing. Very Buster Keaton.
Yeah. Oh man. And then we this is actually I was surprised because I have written down I wanted to ask you guys, do you think Miss Piggy is going to grow at all over the arc of this? Like, is she going to have an arc over the season? And then she started crying in this episode, where she seemed to have a very emotional moment. Which, like, the thing about sitcoms is sitcom characters do not grow at the same pace that you would expect. Like, basically, the way sitcoms work, and I say sitcoms meaning any situation comedy, any 30-minute comedy, regardless of whether it's single cam or multicam, is that characters learn the same lessons constantly, over and over and over again, and then you can only really map their growth as characters over the course of several seasons that they may change. Because really, character traits will only change over seasons in sitcoms, not episodes. So seeing this sort of implies that if this show got 3 or 4 seasons, Miss Piggy would grow.
I don't think so.
Well, I think I don't know, she has range within the parameter.
Yes.
And I think she was acting. That was
You
a
think it was a fake
Oh my
cry?
gosh, yes, because she knows Kermit. She knows what to do to pull his strings, and he very much said in the middle of the musical number, "I think I got played." Because that's
true.
how I'm crying. I feel distraught. I want to apologize. Get her back on. I need to apologize to her. That's the best way to make this go away. And then she's got this spectacle in her back pocket. So she knows, and she's very much in charge of things. And she 100% played him. So do I think we're going to get growth from Miss Piggy? No.
I think we'll get growth from Kermit.
Oh, no.
We'll get growth from Kermit.
I'll
say that.
Possibly. We still
Okay.
haven't seen Denise in a month of
Yes,
Sundays.
Denise is still not back.
She disappeared.
She's at Ralph's.
She's at Rolf's.
She's at Ralph's having a webisode.
She's just drunk?
She's networking.
Wait, that's not a thing, right?
No.
I haven't missed like a whole line of like Denise webisodes.
Dang.
Don't tease me with that stuff, man. I was already like reaching for Google.
Like, what? More Muppets.
I want more Muppets.
We all want more Muppets.
All the Muppets I can get. All right. That was a good storyline. There's a lot of fun stuff. I think some of my favorite moments from this was Fozzie and Becky. 'Cause Becky's back. We haven't seen her in a while. It's good to have her back.
I love that she's back, and I'm kind of gobsmacked that she's still with him.
Well, I think Did anybody else take the very ending of this episode that she left forever? That she broke up with him?
Possibly.
Like, I'm out.
I thought that for a moment, but the fact that Fozzie didn't react to it.
No, that made me...
It could have just been, I'm out of this interview.
That's fair.
That's because if she was leaving forever, I think that Fozzie would have to. I mean, just analysis here. I think that Fozzie would have had to. He would have done the same. Like, I have a joke, and then wait, did she leave? Like, I think you would need something like that.
There'd be some weight,
as opposed to continuing to joke.
Yeah, because that just says to me that he wasn't fully in it. Like, he didn't. Yeah. He saw her like go off the screen.
Yeah.
Because if she was breaking up with him, I think he would have had to have reacted to give us that cliffhanger.
They would have made it more clear.
Yes. Exactly.
Although I think it might have been unclear in the event they never get her back.
Point.
They never get her back on the show, and then 5 weeks from now they want him to be single again. They could just do that.
They could just write a line.
It feels too ingrained because it was in the pilot, and I feel like them breaking up should be a bigger deal.
Yes, exactly. And also, this with her character, the fact that they wrote her as the girlfriend, and it's not like a one-off thing. They know her availability, and the writers know well enough in advance if they're going to have her back at all this season.
That's fair.
Just the way the production works, like they would know. They might like. There are things that happen where you lose somebody for an episode, but you don't like not have somebody for the whole season when you expect to. And this is the kind of thing where you would have a contract worked out, knowing that you're guaranteeing them this X many episodes. But I love the idea of like the comedian like having to talk about his girlfriend. I mean, I always wonder that of comics, like for me, because I'm never in front of the camera when I do comedy, or like it's mostly scripted. So like even if I'm saying something about a girl I'm dating, it's all hidden in code where it's a character.
Yeah,
nobody knows that I'm specifically talking about the person I'm dating. I have always wondered how those relationships hold up when you just get into the nitty gritty of who you're seeing.
I feel like those relationships, either you get the, hey, is it okay if I do X, Y, Z, and theta, and they run it by them, and those are the relationships that last, or you get the, this is my ex, because when you throw someone under the bus in front of depending on how big your audience is, in front of a very large audience, without their knowing about it and without their consent, that's not a relationship that's going to last very long, because obviously you don't value that person.
But it's...
So...
comedy or not, that it happens on these panels sometimes where people share things that they probably shouldn't about their significant others or their personal lives.
It's fair.
But I feel like there's a difference between here's an anecdote and I am making fun of my girlfriend for something she cannot control.
Yeah,
yes.
especially looking at her.
Oh my God, yes.
She's cool with that.
She's right there. She must be okay.
Oh my God. Fozzie, lack of judgment, Fozzie. Huge lack of judgment.
Fozzie, lack of judgment?
Say, yeah.
Never.
I will say that Pepe had the best line tonight talking about that, because he's talking about his dating site, and Rizzo says, how good can you be doing? You're here with us. And he replies, even God rested on Sunday. It's like, dang! You, sir, have won the night.
I'm seeing if that's an actual dating website.
There's a Twitter, but I doubt it.
Pepe the King Prawn is at Spicy Prawn.
Well, yeah, that is the Twitter.
And then I don't see a link. I don't see a link on his Twitter to his dating website. Get on it. I would have retweeted you if you had it.
EV Party 97 in chat roll says, I just was able to bring it up. Says that Denise is with Walter.
Yep.
That would be great. I want Walter on this.
Or at least I want to know where Walter is.
Yeah.
And
where's Walter 2K15?
Although if he
hashtag.
Although it's interesting because Walter only existed in 2 movies. And if in this world the movies are just
but that's what I think could be so fun
that he
is
could just
Walter as an actor. Yeah. Like, who is this? He's nothing like the character from the movie.
But like he's this big deal.
I can't whistle. They did all that in post.
Yeah, I joked about it before. I want to find him like he's just like some Hollywood like pretentious dude like on a beach like fielding calls like yeah what's up? Hold on, Kermit, I'll get to you. Hold on. Yeah. Put it in my garage. No, the other garage.
Well, then you move the Mercedes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want.
The golden one.
I would love to see Walter in that role.
No, leave the silver one where it is. Move the golden Mercedes. Okay. And then fire
you
yourself.
joke, but I've driven by that in LA. I've driven by in LA a chrome gold Porsche SUV.
I've seen
And
it.
I thought the hot pink ones were egregious.
No, that makes those look downright good.
When you're driving a life-size Barbie Jeep, it's hard to make that look good.
Yeah, but this one, oof.
Wow.
Oof. Anyway.
Now, was Leno driving it?
That's usually...
It's a valid question.
Anytime I see like a very old, unique car, chances are it's Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Like, of the 10 times I've seen an old, unique car in Los Angeles, 9 of those times Jay Leno was driving it.
Who was the 10th?
Just some dude.
Okay.
Just some hipster. It was actually just some hipster dude driving down Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, okay,
in like
that
this
sounds about right.
1920s car.
What, like a Model T?
Literally, it looked like a Model T. That like you had to stop and crank it. It was all.
Oh my god!
It was all,
You're messing with me.
no, I'm not.
You are messing. That doesn't seem physically possible.
It was like the Model F. It's like the super obscure model that no one's ever heard of.
Now you are messing with me.
That part I'm messing.
Back to the C plot. Have we talked about the C plot
No,
yet with
but
the car accident?
before we do, I want to thank you guys so much for going onto iTunes and shouting and giving us some reviews. I am having trouble pulling up those reviews right now. If Steve can use his magical computer device to pull them up.
Steve saw them and then closed them, so that'll take a second.
All right,
but we have 15
I'm
going to
remind you guys in the meantime what you can get by putting those reviews. We are up to 15 ratings so far, 15 5-star reviews. Thank you guys so much. We are counting down 10 to go before I reveal to you the video of me on Sesame Street as a child. I will show it on this show, but you got to get us to 25 5-star reviews. Keep working on it.
I want to see this video.
And we are, of course,
so close. We're so close. Only 10 of you have to just go onto iTunes. If you don't use iTunes, download it. Just download it, leave a review, and then delete it from your computer. That would be fine too. It takes 5 seconds. Just go on there. You can leave a 1-word review. That will count towards the 10 that we need.
I think they make them use 5 words. But however, whatever the minimum amount of words on review is.
If the 5 words are just yes, repeated over and over.
You can just say yes 5 times.
That. Just say Muppets, 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 Muppets.
You can say that.
That's 6.
That's all. But that you could say that is all I'm saying. You could say it.
But if you'd like to leave an actual review, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, we like the actual
reviews
reviews too.
That.
I'm just saying those. You have options.
Also, this is by Beaker's Tie. What a great podcast. Listen to it every week. Love to hear the host's knowledge of all things Muppets. Thanks, guys. And then
thank you.
A smiley face emoji, but he's wearing sunglasses. I want the Barney.
Because he's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want the Barney video. I think he meant he wants your video. Or was somebody in Barney?
No.
Was somebody here in Barney? Okay.
No.
I think Alexis said she was, but I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That
Alexis said she was on Barney, but she couldn't track down the video.
My brother was in Holy Matrimony.
Another good AfterBuzz show. They love the show as much as you do. And
okay.
Yeah.
Have been watching the Muppets since before anyone on the podcast was born. Love the work they do. Only 14 more till we see Zach on Sesame Street. Let's make that happen, people.
You can make it happen. You can get it done.
Also, Zach is the new Matt Leibs.
I saw that one. We've already talked about that one. It filled me with all sorts of weird emotions. We don't need to revisit it. So let's get into the little end one with Scooter and Rizzo.
I feel so bad for Scooter.
Oh, poor Scooter. He has a confidence disorder.
He's getting led around by the nose.
I mean,
whatever he has that.
I was just dealing with an LA traffic accident like this afternoon.
Not your own.
No. Well, okay. I mean, I just have today. I had to have an appraiser come and look at my car. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. So I feel your pain, Scooter. It is horrifying. And the worst part is when the other person tries to like snake it, and like be like, oh well, we don't have to. We're just even on this, like tries to get out of it, give you the runaround. Just take it to my brother. My brother take care of you. He's a good guy. Go downtown LA. You don't ever want to go to downtown LA. Anyone who doesn't live here, don't go to downtown.
No need. There's
it's
no
a nightmare. I don't care how much you want to see the Clippers play, how much you love the Kings. Don't do it.
Well,
it's not
well,
worth
that
going
area is
down.
okay as long as
town.
you're in the parking garage for the Staples Center.
Well, I'm not even talking about the safety. I'm just saying getting to downtown is terrible.
You park where the red line is, and you take the red line. Right there.
See, downtown is not super far from work, so I just go there from work.
I got it.
Surface streets.
I did that Sunday. I parked by the red line and just took the red line.
And everyone who's not in LA is like, this means nothing.
Yeah.
But you're all in LA,
don't do
obviously.
it, you guys.
Yeah.
The ritzy part of Hollywood Boulevard is like 3 blocks long, and the rest of Hollywood Boulevard is like...
There's a ritzy part?
Touristy.
The touristy
Hollywood
part.
and Highland, where the El Cap is.
Not ritzy, touristy.
You mean where the Muppet
Touristy.
Theater is?
Touristy?
No, that's the El Cap.
Is it touristy?
Cheesy as heck.
I needed a drum roll.
I'm doing the Sam the Eagle self-censor here.
Oh, that was such
Very
a good
cheesy.
moment.
I hope those 2 words are I'm sorry. If they're not, I have the button. Just like, bless
we
you.
didn't talk about the rap. The rap at the end. I mean, Scooter Rizzo, there's really... it was a fun storyline. There's not a whole lot to talk
90% certain
about
Rizzo
there.
doesn't have insurance. And
Yeah,
that's why
I think that's
Who would
the bottom
insure
line.
Rizzo?
No one.
I mean,
Yeah, point.
Yeah.
He's in no
How
one's hands.
good was the rap, though? The apology rap.
that was awesome.
It was very confused. I apologize, but I'm better than you. But I apologize, but I'm better than you. But I'm not sorry, but I really am.
I love that every episode has some type of big musical number that will go viral the next day on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, they know what
That's
they
the
know who
point.
their
They-
audience is. The
they know the
Muppets
deal.
is known for their music, and they know. I mean, look, they've got an uphill battle if they're ever going to top the Swedish Chef with Rapper's Delight.
Pretty much Swedish Delight.
Hope when you don't stop.
Yeah.
I don't know the
It's
words.
impossible to do, but it's just the most. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm watching this thing, all I can think of is because me being a producer, I'm just thinking about Kermit sitting there like, who hired all of these people? How like the lengths you would have to go to skirt the show's executive producer and put on a musical number that elaborate? I can only imagine.
And I mean, the choreography, the music, the props, the everything. It's just, wow.
Yeah, if you don't, he's not joking at the end when he's like, it's a very expensive apology.
Yeah.
That would have cost so much money.
I do want to address a comment because we were talking about Denise that Vern on Twitter says maybe the writers caved on the Denise backlash and wrote her out of the show. Guys, these episodes are written and filmed so far in advance of what we see that if they caved on any backlash, it would be next season.
What was the backlash?
People didn't like her.
Yeah, people just very much didn't like. Well, there was early backlash just when they announced that they were doing that.
Yeah.
People didn't like the idea of
Yeah.
it. Again, because, and we talked about this as we all felt the same way. We were very confused at first how
It would
Kermit,
work.
like, I think people were more upset when they thought that Kermit and Miss Piggy got divorced. I think that was really the crux of it.
Yeah.
And then it was just like we hadn't established yet that wasn't
They broke up.
quite
That they were
what
never
happened.
married
to
yeah,
begin with.
and everyone was very confused about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I still have mixed feelings about Denise. Maybe it isn't even the backlash. Maybe they just shot it and watched it later and are like, it's not really working. We talked about, like, we didn't really like Denise in the pilot. There is potential there, I think, for good comedy, but they didn't have it as much in the first episode. But they haven't brought her back to do anything more with it.
Well, and
Honestly, I wasn't super fond of the pilot to begin with, so I'm willing to give everything that was in there a second chance.
Well, and they didn't give her anywhere to go other than to be with Kermit.
yeah.
So from a writer's standpoint, we had very little of, we could just cut to Denise pitching a brand new show and having her own agency and her own stuff.
Yeah, we can catch up with her.
She's marketing, isn't she?
Is she marketing?
Yeah, she worked in the marketing.
She's pitching her own marketing campaign.
Trying to market the show or saying, we need this.
Yeah, very much. All right. Well, guys, normally we talk about the ABTV Muppet poll, but we didn't get enough responses to have an effective poll. So as I said earlier, instead of a poll for this next one, I want all the best pig puns that you can come up with. Whatever, if they don't have to be Muppets related, all the best pig related puns that you can do by next week, and we'll shout out our favorites on the show. And to get us started, at L Darryl says McHammer.
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer.
Oh yeah.
Although,
that makes a lot more sense.
If you want them on the show, they need to be air appropriate.
There's that. The internet is the internet. Say whatever you want, but if you want us to say them,
keep it Muppet level clean.
Yeah.
Let's try to make Sam the Eagle happy.
We
don't have a censor button.
Pun off to begin with, but just don't make us censor it. Like if we have to censor it, it's not going on the air, you guys.
Yeah. Well, says you. I control what goes on the air. Dun dun dun.
I have about 4 comebacks.
With that. I think that's going to do it for this week's AfterBuzz TV Muppets After Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We will be back next week with a brand new show. I think because I'm pretty sure Muppets is not going away again for a little while.
Next week is happening.
Okay, great. I still don't know why we had a week off.
November 3rd.
They just took a week.
Is that what?
That's
what it's called.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know how the X Factor could have an effect on this show. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Katie, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's KIAXET, and on Snapchat at Kia Prime. I am on so many shows. Blind Spot tonight, Arrow tomorrow, Ruby is coming back next week. Super excited.
And you guys can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I do a bunch of shows here as well, and I tweet about them regularly.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson, ThatZachWilson, and a whole bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. later tonight, and Sleepy Hollow later this week, where we're talking about the weird Bones Sleepy Hollow crossover. I don't understand it. We're going to discuss it. Guys, I'm Zach Wilson, and thanks for geeking out with us.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.